Now, here's what's amazing about an SDK like Maestro TypeScript SDK. I can create some new variable. I'll just call it X. And then I can say X is a Maestro something. And when I press dot, look at the magic. Oh, I spelled it wrong, so it didn't work. Let's try this again. And there we go. Now it's spelled correctly. And if I press dot, look at this amazing thing that happens. Autocomplete pops up. What can a Maestro client do? All of these things. And if you've ever been looking for a little rabbit hole to go down on your own, here's one. Just play. See what you can do. Get your Maestro API key, pull in the Maestro TypeScript SDK, set up your Maestro client like this, and then just explore. Maestro can do stuff with transactions. Cool. What can it do with transactions? Dot autocomplete. All right, it can tell me the transaction CBOR, the transaction info, the transaction out by TXO ref, and so on and so forth, right? And you can just see what each of these things does. We were just using addresses down here, UTXOs by address. And that's one of the options in this list. Cool. But what if I wanted to see, ooh, what about just transactions? Could I do that? I sure could. All right. And now I can also look at the type of this thing. There's a few ways to do this. One is to mouse over it and see what the documentation says. But also I can right click on a method like this, and then I can click on go to definition. And this opens up the source code for this method in my node modules directory, right? So the Maestro TypeScript SDK, when I run npm install, all of this code, look, thousands of lines of code are just pulled into my node modules directory. Nice. And I don't have to write all these lines of code because now they're already here. And I can just use them by doing what I showed you right here. But remember, at any time, I can go to definition. And this, in my opinion, is even better than the documentation they could publish online. Okay.